Nothing like a big old fat cloud of vapor. You know what I'm saying? What is up, everybody? Joe of All Vapes coming at you once again. Thank you very much for joining me for another edition of PNW Review. What do you think, right? It does just kind of has a little bit of its own little air of flair. I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Incidentally, if this is your first time tuning in for one of my reviews, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing. Check me out on Instagram at Joe of All Vapes. Follow that if you would not mind. And definitely check me out on Twitter. I'm up on the Twitter thing too. Follow me there. So today we are talking about the West Coast Vape Expo coming up on this December 9th through the 10th up in Pasco, Washington. It is, hopefully I'll be able to see a lot of you good people up there. One of the vendors that are going to be at the West Coast Vape Expo is Barista Brew. My Sicilian brother from another mother. I love a Joe, you know what I'm saying? I haven't loved all Joes that I've met, but the majority percentage of them are pretty smooth, chill dudes. Joe from Barista Brew is definitely one of those awesome guys. If you've never heard of Joe, Big Time Vapor 408 on Instagram is his handle, so definitely go check him out. Got his hands in a lot of awesome vapey pies. He's a really, really chill, down-to-earth guy that has some awesome e-juice that he's made. We're going to be talking about that today, Barista Brew. So, two brand new flavors, but first, I'm going to leave those as just kind of a little enticing stimulation for the end of the review here. We're going to be talking about his 4 standard flavors that I got here. First flavor here is cinnamon glazed blueberry scone. Okay, so these come to me in these 60 milliliter fat unicorn bottles, 3 milligrams of Nick, because that's just kind of what floats my boat and keeps my head from getting too floaty. This is probably one of the best blueberry vapes that I have had. Now, blueberry anything is pretty much up my alley, but as many of you have experienced, there's a lot of vapes out on the market that the profile says that it's real smooth, but the consistency tastes like, well, let's be bold and honest, crap. This stuff does not taste like crap. So let's break it apart. First of all, the glaze, because that's the first name on the description for the profile. Perfect glaze, nice and sweet. Segues into a wonderful blueberry flavor, and I do mean wonderful. It's not candy tasting, which I really dig. It has more of a natural blueberry flavor to it, and of course, with a little bit of kind of a buttery note, a little bit of an earthy blend to it, which brings it down to that thick, dense, scone-y type of flavor, that density that just kind of encrusts and is awesome in the morning. A little bit of coffee, a little cappuccino, you know what I'm saying? I did vape this with a little bit of black coffee in the morning, and it's really super good, okay? If you're a blueberry vapor, you're gonna love the glazed cinnamon blueberry scone. The cinnamon also, I definitely recommend having some coffee with this bad boy because it tends to pair really well with a nice black cup of coffee. Too much cream in the coffee and it just kills it for me. It's like I'm a kid again, dying for my mom to give me a sip of her coffee in the morning. I have graduated to the black coffee because that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Nice and bold, just like me, right? Okay, so moving on to an amazing flavor, and I'm really glad these guys got this one right. Salted caramel macchiato. Okay, so let's break this apart into 2 separate flavors. First of all, the macchiato. About as true to profile and consistency as you could possibly get. They couldn't have done this any better if it had Starbucks on the label, which it never will, thankfully. However, the salted caramel was really where it was at. Now, it wasn't nearly as salty, it wasn't nearly as deep in the caramel category as I had expected it to be. Is that a ding? Is that a knock? Absolutely not. Just the way it tastes. But the conveyance of the flavor was definitely there. So salted caramel, absolutely. Macchiato, 100% solid. Put the 2 of those together and they blended exceptionally well. So the salted caramel macchiato, I really enjoyed. The coffee was kind of where it was at on this one. The undertone of just kind of that bitterness that coffee has naturally is definitely present, but not bitter in a bad way. Just bitter in a natural and true coffee way, which I think a lot of you guys are going to appreciate out there. With, of course, a macchiato being a very creamy sort of confectionery coffee drink, it really complements the salted caramel, which offsets some of that sweetness. So I think you're really going to dig that. If you love a good coffee in the morning, a little treat coffee every now and then, bust up some of that. Ain't gonna have the caffeine, but it is good in the morning. Okay, so next one we got here is Strawberry Watermelon Refresher. This is just an even slice of strawberry and watermelon combined right down the middle. The profile and the consistency match really, really well on this one. Strawberry and watermelon being two very light and airy flavors. Good for the summertime, good for the wintertime, good for any time. And it's a really good palate cleanser. Gotta bust out the palate cleansers once in a while. Your menthols, your lighter vapes, some of your candies if they aren't too sweet. Because our ADVs, let's face it, all day vape. Eventually our taste buds are just gonna die for our favorite stuff. We're gonna go to vape them again one morning and just go, oh man, what is that? I hate that feeling, you know what I'm saying? So luckily I've got enough juice to switch it up every now and then, but the strawberry and watermelon refresher really was refreshing. And here's the cool thing. Just in case it wasn't refreshing for you enough, they put a little menthol in that bad boy, just to spice it up, just a tinge, in case your taste buds haven't died off yet. Incidentally, if you weren't aware, taste buds only last about a good 2 to 3 weeks lifespan, and then they re-energize themselves. Basically, actually, they just fall off and regrow. So if it does get to the point where your e-juice seems to be a little lackluster and lose some of its flavor, it could just be that your taste buds are kind of going down the crap hole, you know what I mean? Wait until they come back, or just get yourself a little strawberry watermelon refresher from Barista Brew with just an added frozen awesomeness, little sprinkling of menthol goodness to that one. Okay, so enough of those, right? The two newest ones that they got, and these are about as tubular as they get, Maple Bar Donut. Now, most of you guys know that I am a donut and dessert fiend. This stuff right here was right down the middle, straight up true to profile and consistency. Those of you that do not know the Joe of All Vapes lingo, basically what that means is that what it says on the profile is exactly what it is going to taste like. So, two things on this particular flavor. Number one, it smelled like maple. Number two, it tasted like maple. However, for me, it could have been just a little bit deeper and a little bit richer in the whole donut experience. So the maple was great. The donut just seemed a little bit low and light flavored. I expected donut to be sort of buttery, a little bit more kind of earthy, bready, kind of that deep fried amazingness that goes with the unhealthy aspect of eating a ton of donuts every morning. That's what I want to experience in a vape without the fattening experience of donuts. You know what I mean? So the maple was great. The donut, it was present. It was there. It was definitely there. So it met the profile. The consistency was just a little bit low. However, the flavor was all about it. Okay. So as this being one of the two newest flavors, it was number 2 in an ADV, but still for me, an ADV. Very good stuff. But the S'mores Mocha Breeze, boom. Awesome, awesome stuff. So what are we talking about when it comes to s'mores? You got your chocolate, you got your marshmallow, and then of course you got your awesome, sweet, crackly, little crumbly graham cracker. Awesome flavor. The combination of the three of those brings back childhood, summertime camping out in the sticks, you know, or in the backyard, or, you know, a fireplace when it's snowing or raining outside. Your family busts together and kind of huddles together. Look, we got chocolate, we got graham crackers, we got big puffy marshmallows. Let's go for it. This stuff was an amazing vape. Here's how I was impressed. Chocolate vapes for me usually get conveyed very mishmashed. They're mixed with something else blended in there, like marshmallow or maybe some coconut or, you know, caramel or something else very decadent to blend with that. The cool thing about this is that the combination of the three flavors complemented each other so darn well. They came across as incredibly true to the profile. The consistency could not have been better. I assumed that the Maple Bar would be my number 1 ADV. Turned out that the S'mores Mocha Breeze was even better than I had suggested. So where's the mocha coming from? Little bit of coffee going on in there, little bit of cream, and the breeze basically like a s'mores mocha milkshake. Think about it like that. Barista Brew is going to be out at the West Coast Vape Expo. My Sicilian brother from another mother, I love you, and thank you so much for sending Barista Brew to little old Joe of All Vapes, your PNW guy. I really appreciate it. It was a blast trying out these 2 new flavors as well as the 4 they're well-known flavors. Amazing stuff all together. So roundabout review-wise of all of these flavors, there are so many e-juices out on the market right now. It is easy to get just misconstrued and just kind of lost in translation when it comes to so many different types of mixologies. There are a small handful, in my personal opinion, that I have dealt with out in the vaping market and vaping community that have their stuff really solidly together in terms of quality of flavor, quality of blends and mixology, and the message that they're trying to convey. It's not necessarily about the money, it's about the quality of the product. Quality, not quantity. Barista Brew is definitely all about quality over quantity, in my personal opinion. I might be wrong, but that's subjective as well. You know what I'm saying, guys? And here's the cool thing too. When you order one of these online, you get them in these cool reusable thermo mugs, okay? These things are totally reusable. I was totally stoked, totally. It's very stoked to get these guys. You open them up, check this out. Comes with your awesome little bottle of juice. Comes with one of those awesome little cup cozies. Instead of the cardboard, you get like a reusable rubber one, which is awesome. Dude, who doesn't like swag? You know what I'm saying? So you can totally reuse these for hot beverages. You're absolutely set. If you're going to be at the West Coast Vape Expo, December 9th through the 10th, definitely stop by, check out Barista Brew. I will be there at the Vango Vapes booth, hopefully right in the door, so you won't have to search too hard for me. Thank you very much for joining yours truly, Joe of All Vapes, for another edition of PNW Reviews. Really appreciate you stopping by. If you dug what I do, slam on that subscribe button. I would really appreciate you considering that. Definitely check me out on Instagram, follow me there, and follow me on Twitter as well, because I do the tweet thing on an almost daily basis. I appreciate all your guys' patronage and friendship and just sticking around and doing what we do. If you have any questions or comments, definitely slam something in the comment section below. Swing me a message here on YouTube, even over on Instagram. Swing me a DM or throw me a message on Twitter. Whatever floats your vapey boat. This is Joe of All Vapes, your eye in that vaping sky, even in the vape cave, telling you to stay humble. Love yourselves, guys. Spread that love this holiday season. Keep it safe, keep it cloudy, and I've always, pinky out. Hey everybody, this is Joe of All Vapes. Thank you for watching. For the best in vape reviews, pound that subscribe button, and don't forget, vaping saves lives.